all because he introduced himself as a reasonable hater.
I don't know if reasonable to like, but yeah.
Wow.
And yes, I'm back again.
I'm
I
sorry.
haven't streamed at all this week either.
I'm sorry,
Alright.
Ross. I'm going to break your heart with this episode.
A few moments later.
Speaking of sick kids, mine's finally better after over a week.
Good.
Good.
It was just such a pain in the ass that no medical facility in this area would see him. That every single one of us tells, "Oh, if he's not sick more than 12 days, we won't see him." I'm like,
Y'all need to move.
"Oh, we're planning on it when I graduate, but until then, we're not."
Transfer schools, move.
Come to Iowa. I need friends in geographical proximity.
Come to Evansville. Y'all live in
Iowa.
a bumfuck idiot.
I don't think. I'm trying to think now because we considered Arizona, but
Illinois has legal weed.
Arizona does not offer any physics degrees that are in my area. It's like great.
Hey, Indiana is home to USI, Indiana University, Purdue University. You know, just go down the list.
Yeah, that's quite a few. That's a ways away, Justin. You know, and Leia's from the Midwest. She doesn't want to go back.
I didn't want to go to the Midwest initially either, but it was a better option than San Diego.
San Diego's not bad. You bite your tongue now.
No,
You said
San
LA.
Diego is not
San Diego.
bad. What is
the
bad
top.
about San Diego is the cost of living.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
I
you
was
gotta
paying
have money.
$1,200 for an apartment half the size of the home I'm renting now
It's
for
also,
a fraction of the cost.
it's
And how much
also,
are you paying now for that apartment?
$750.
Well, okay, yeah, that's about
It's-
what the prices are here.
It's also rapidly becoming San Francisco with the poop problem.
Yep, a lot of poop drifting up from Mexico.
Ross,
No,
are
no,
you in
no,
an
no.
apartment or
No, it's not even. It's not even
no.
about poop drifting up. It's literally about the citizens themselves, like defecating everywhere
Gross.
for no fucking reason. Like San Francisco literally created a poop patrol because of all the people just shitting everywhere.
That's not even homeless people.
Ugh.
And it's not. And you're right, Greg. It's not even the fucking homeless people.
Oh God!
Phantom
Why?
flippers are
Why?
a menace.
Ross, are you in an apartment or a house?
Duplex.
Duplex?
Oh, God!
Okay, so close. See, you're paying lower. You're paying less than what we're paying for. We're paying in a 3-bedroom apartment. We're paying $790 a month, and our rent is going up $20 next year. It's like we
Yeah,
live
well,
in the
you-
cheapest. Ugh.
Okay, you get a 3-bedroom apartment for that price here in a nice part of town.
Shit, you guys just need to move to Arkansas. Everything's fucking cheaper. Honestly.
Yeah, but I
Like, and
won't-
if you want a fucking physics degree, like there's Jonesboro right up there.
And we want to move to Des Moines in the next couple of years.
Yeah. The funny thing is with this apartment, it's part of our government program, and half the apartments are government funded in a way, so we pay below market. So $790 is below market. The market price for this apartment is $1,000 a month. We're like, yes, Mike.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, I mean, like, you know, shit around here, depending on where you go. I mean, the prices are good. It's just you get a house for what you're paying for that apartment.
You'd think that landlords are pricing themselves out of the market.
Well, what it is you got so many people getting evicted right now, and it's just.
Well, you also have to remember there's an entire year where landlords didn't get paid for any fucking thing. So
Yep.
And the landlords should have
Alive.
gotten paid by the government. Like since people got those reprieves from paying rent, the government should have passed part of that bill. Should have been going to the landlords to cover
Exactly.
that cost.
exactly.
Yep.
And it didn't.
And
we have a
and then
little bit
the
of
way
a
they
hope.
should have done, the way they should have done it was anyone that was a renter, like me, you, anybody, part of that simulation automatically went to whoever the landlord was. Period. They deducted it off your rent, whatever. Even if you weren't behind, you still got, whatever off from your rent from X amount of days. That would have been so simple to do, but no.
We have a small sliver though. If our friend of ours, he actually just refied on his house, so his mortgage now is like $700 a month. But he said if he moves, he will offer up his 4-bedroom, 2-bath house to us for $800 a month. But that, and he's like, so he's looking to move. And he's like, I'm like, hell yeah,
Careful
dude.
with that. Be careful with that because if he lets that mortgage go, if you don't get a trade, yeah, you're fucked.
We know, but it's just one of those like
Never rent for friends. Never rent for fans, or friends,
never rent from family.
fans or family. Ever.
All right, we gonna wait on Carlos or?
I don't know what the deal is
No,
with the worst.
I haven't even bothered to look at Trello. You said it hasn't been updated at all.
It wasn't updated at all.
It's been updated.
It wasn't whenever I looked at it last night.
I've literally only updated like one section of it. So
I looked at it today and I didn't have time because I was too busy trying to get my computer ready so I could actually be here tonight.
yeah, I updated the gaming section because obviously.
Oh, speaking of gaming, son, are you a fan of the Honest trailers on YouTube with Fandom?
I've seen one or two, but I don't follow that.
I want to send you you would like the one they did. They did an Honest trailer for Call of Duty Vanguard, and man, they call out Activision, Blizzard, and Robert Kotick bad. It's pretty good.
And speaking of those things, let me find
that's part of the actor list this week.
Well,
not the Honest trailers, but yeah.
Did you hear Take Two? What's going on with Take Two Interactive?
That's
literally
on the list.
That's just gross.
That's just why.
Whoever their legal department is going on a trademark tear, they literally think they can own the word rock star.
Well, Sky Media in the UK trademarked the word Sky.
Oh, and it gets better. Ohio State University has trademarked the. So when people are like, "Oh, you go to Ohio State University," like, "No, we go to the Ohio State University." That's trademarked. The. I'm like, wow, that's petty. That's petty as hell. They did that specifically to keep Michigan from insulting them. So yeah, if somebody higher up in Michigan University, all that, they're like, oh, they say the Ohio State, it's one of those, you owe us a nickel now.
You can't.
Jesus, Brenda.
The law doesn't the law say you can't trademark common usage things?
Yeah, no, you're right. So it does,
and that's law.
You can only trademark. You can only trademark them as part of a collected usage.
We did actually get the Happy Birthday song removed into the public domain because of that.
Yeah, a couple other ones too. Oh.
It's like you shouldn't be able. You can't trademark the word Sky, but you can trademark Sky TV as a brand.
Ohio State, Son's right. Sorry, that's what Ohio State's doing. They're trademarking the Ohio State, but they're also trying to get the part for like everything else. So nobody can say the Ohio State or the Ohio State.
They can't do that. Take Two, and that's the issue with Take Two. Take Two is trying to do that shit by sending legal bullying letters.
We might as well talk about that now before the show. No, might as well. We're doing a short show tonight, so we're not going to have.
Like, they're trying to do that right now by sending legal bullying letters, to the point that they literally sent a legal bully letter to the company, the game company, or the development studio that made the divorce game It Takes Two.
Yep.
Hey, Ross, somebody redeemed a foster check.
It literally scared those. It's literally scared that development
I
team
don't think
so
Ross is
bad.
very
Greg,
posturing.
tonight and tonight only, I'm saying fuck all redeems.
Ooh! I should have said that 2
I-
minutes ago.
I will do my best, but I'm not going to be given a lot of effort tonight, man.
Fair. Totally
It
fair.
scared that development studio so bad.
Yeah.
They filed like a trademark abandonment with the patent office.
Let's
You ready to
let's get
roll?
this started and
All right, we'll get
get
this
the
over.
host joins. He
Talk some
joins.
disco.
All right.
We're already running late, thanks to me.
Alright.
Look, you already know Ross is in no fucking mood tonight.
Well, that's why I wanted to
I
give him
am
at least a
taking
laugh.
no shit tonight.
I just wanted to at least give him a chuckle.
Oh,
Russ
welcome
is
to this
Texas
episode
tonight.
of the Real SuperGeeks podcast on this, the 3rd of December, 2021. My name is Ross, Live, Love, Play, the eyebrows of doom himself, and very much under the weather. So I'm not going to be staying for the whole show tonight. But I trust my wonderful group of co-hosts to keep things running as I go take a nap. On the soundboard, as we saw in the intro, we got Justin. Great job on that, by the way. How you doing tonight?
Oh, you're welcome. I'm doing good. Doing good. I'm back on the Windows. Yay. So I got all my toys back and some new ones. So, yeah. As you can see, the audio's doing a lot better tonight. Everything's fresh, brand new install, clean slate.
I need to do that soon.
Until Microsoft has to update again
Hush.
in
Hush.
3 days.
I've already been through one update today after install. It's like, oh yeah, it's time for Windows update. It's like, I just installed the goddamn thing. You said it was the latest one, and you want me to update again? Okay, thanks, Microsoft.
And riding in all the ring-to-celled Oroville glory, it's Greg. How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. And I started my winter break early. I ditched class all this week, so my winter break started this week, and I don't go back to school until January 12th.
Nice.
Bad delinquent.
Well, you said I'm
And
a
reporting
variant.
in from deep inside the Chozo ruins, it's Sun. How you doing this week?
Hashtag fire Pedro Pascal. I'm not even kidding. At this point,
Oh, God.
I'm not even fucking kidding.
Let's
I'm
not
not.
do this, please.
Uh,
I don't want this type of vibe tonight.
He made a
Okay.
he made a statement of
Okay,
political
I said
charge.
this is not the show for that. We're doing our normal stuff, and we're trying to get through it quickly tonight. Let's not do something political. We need to get going because Ross is leaving soon. So let's get going, please.
so, son,
Okay.
where are you?
Oh, Ross already said.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Not how I saw this show going. Let's roll right into Discovery.
I was going to
let's,
do a quick little intro tonight, but
Okay.
it kind of backfired.
Better than that
Okay.
shit Alec Peters does.
Why did you say that? You're trying to kill poor
Let's leave all
Ross.
that out of this, please.
All right, sorry.
Let's lead off with our resident contrarian Son. You have some very strong feelings about this episode. Let's lead off with you tonight.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Here we go.
I've been keeping like a little notepad of the season, starting with last week. You know, And basically, by the end of me writing the notes for this episode, over half of the notepad is nothing but this week's episode.
Okay.
So, first thing, the good thing about this episode, it's a breathing episode. This gives everybody a chance to calm down just a little bit after the first 2 episodes. But goddamn, did nobody take the time to reread this week's action jog in the middle of their breathing episode? Okay, so like, the first thing we see is the credence, right? And I've got so many people saying it looks like an Oberth. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It literally looks like an Antares type grain ship thing, just manned. You know, from like The Trouble with Tribbles. It literally looks like
little
that
boxy
ship.
things.
To me, it kind of looked like a stargazer, but with the nacelles offset, so they're in a diamond instead of a rectangle.
But that's the thing. There's one thing about the Antares type that no other Federation ship mimics. The fact that the saucer is literally a square at the front.
Yes, saw that.
It's
Yeah.
like, that's like, it reminds me every bit of the Antares grain ship. And it's got the top and the bottom nacelles, and the 2 things to the side are basically the storage silos for whatever it's
What
all
was the
in.
name of the ship?
The Credence.
Credence.
Yeah. So,
Let's see if anyone's got any models of it yet.
I don't know.
We got a
I'm
very,
sorry.
very brief glimpse of it.
I'm so waiting
Well,
for
I
the
mean-
last week, Moss.
Okay, well, remember how brief of a glimpse we got of the Voyager J and the Constitution class? We had models of both the ships within a week.
Yeah, that's because Eagle Moss has ties.
Well, no, I
Licensing
mean, this was
ties.
fan models before even the official stuff got released.
Yeah.
Oop.
So, like this, I literally wrote, "This lady looks co-op Malat," and then I go, "She literally never had to kill him. She could have literally just transported the dilithium while he was fucking stunned on the ground. She could have. Why'd she kill him?
Because he drew a weapon.
It doesn't matter."
No, it doesn't particularly but because the way the Kuat Malat operate, he challenged her, drew a weapon, therefore she has to take him out.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. No,
She didn't do it to Burnham's mom.
She did say choose to live.
She
That's a
could-
declaration of
She could have
choose a different path or I'll kill you.
Yep.
She could have literally chosen to let him live. There's 2 sides to that. Especially when we come to the realization that she's done this 3 other fucking times and nobody's died. Then we get to the president. She has my confidence. Bitch, just not a week or so ago, you were chiding Burnham for being dangerously reckless and overly obsessed to save everyone. Are you hoping to get this girl killed? Even as you throw out flowery words of responsibility and unity and strength? No. I don't believe any of y'all. Rillick is not a good person. Being Bajoran Cardassian fits for this character. She has all the Federation hope for diplomacy like Kira does, but she has all the sleazy undercurrent and half-truths of Dukat.
I wonder, I bet it's going to come out that she's a relative of Dukat. I just have that nitpicking feeling.
His kids did live. His 6 or 7 kids originally did live, so.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know, she just got that Dukat vibe, kind of.
And kinks are hereditary, so some of them might have had a thing for Bajorans.
So then we get to the point of Stamets discussing the 4 out of the 5 things for a fucking wormhole. And then we get to the 5th thing, and it's tachyons, the Star Trek energy version of fucking duct tape. It's used for just about everything because it's just about part of everything.
Or WD-40.
No duct tape.
Okay, so then we get to Tilly talking about absolute candor.
Oh.
Except for the rogue Kuat-Malat, who didn't tell the dude why she was trying to take the dilithium, and Burnham's mom for not being upfront with Burnham about not using their phasers before they get to the fucking planet.
Hey, I actually found a picture of the Credence.
I
Yeah,
see.
that's,
Yeah, nacelle on the top and bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Detached storage plates.
those two at the bottom I consider to be like storage areas. And then
But it does.
it's got that front cutoff at that square cutoff at the front.
It does look very
Round
20
saucer.
Yeah, it does look
Looks
very
round to
24th
me.
century. I
Let me
stick
see.
by that one, but like someone was right, the nacelles are detached, but it does look very TNG.
Like it's like they refitted it or something.
like
which
Discovery,
would
yeah.
be-
Starfleet does like to hold on to ships for way too long than they should.
Hashtag Excelsior.
So, we get the two mercs that beam in, or we see two mercs beam in, but there are three on board in the fighting sequence. I don't know if that was just a mistake in filming, or if they didn't show that three had beamed in, or what. But there were three mercs, and the mercs killed the one interesting and trained Kuat-Malat member, and didn't kill Tilly, the person who doesn't have fucking combat experience.
She got very lucky. There's also the plot armor.
I mean, I could grant plot armor, but this is the most interesting Kuat-Malat member, period. You know why? Because without saying it, she literally said she was amused by Tilly being Tilly.
Very true.
Oh, wait a minute. I think these nacelles were attached.
Were they attached? Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at
they
that.
look attached.
Weird.
Well, and I see the squared off part that Sun's talking about.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that design. I'm not going to lie. I like it.
Hopefully we see more of it.
It doesn't look like a peach cutter.
So we get the rogue Kuat-Malat members like choose to live, don't follow me, beam out. Tilly's like, we're gonna not listen to her, aren't we? Yeah. Then we get down to the planet, and probably the only best line of the episode is said by Burnham's mom. And excuse me for paraphrasing here. This isn't a moon, it's a life support station.
I caught that.
Instead of a Death Star, it's a Life Star.
God damn it.
No.
No.
Bad.
Ross,
Bad.
I'm having a rough week. I'm not taking your shit. It's a life star.
Look, he's trying to find happiness wherever the hell he can. Let him have it.
That was great. That was good.
So, here's the meat of the fucking episode. Even when they defy her, beaming in to where they could literally be told the story by her, they literally have to walk through the explanation of what the hell is going on themselves. Jaira won't tell them anything, to the point of nearly killing Burnham's mother, completely against the ideal of absolute candor that Tilly had just fucking got through talking about. Like, to the point of not having candor with her own fucking sisterhood. Because Burnham's mom asks why. Not only this, but it's literally an episode of smart people being fucking stupid. Jaira. Holy shit. Or Javini. Like, holy shit. Call a sister who's an engineer. Hire someone who's an engineer. Ask them for assistance. It's still your oath, even if they help. You literally hired fucking mercs, for God's sake. You know, in an entire fucking universe where the mercs usually betray whoever they're protecting, every time we see mercenaries, and you hired fucking mercs instead of hiring an engineer to look at the fucking problem. Like, you know these people are alive. You know they're still alive. Why not have an engineer come and look? Why? And you'd have less people who know about this race than you do all the fucking mercs that you hired.
She explained that, though, at the end of the episode. I know it was exposition, per se, but she does explain that she didn't want to risk their identity getting out for who was actually hunting them.
Yeah, no shit. That's why you call one engineer.
And those mercs were apparently very dedicated. I mean, they fought and died pretty hard for mercs. Usually, when odds turn against them, it's time to cut and run. Mercs are paid to fight, not die.
Right.
I mean, I will give that these mercs seem more like hired assassins more than they are normal mercenaries. But like, holy fucking shit. Like, every time that they, like, when we see them on the Credence, none of the mercs die. The only time we see the mercs die is the Quat Malat. There, when Burnham and company arrive on the planet. That's the only time that we've seen that the mercs die. So it would probably be the first time that the mercs would be questioning, is this worth it? Especially considering we don't see any more mercs at all. When Burnham beams in to, like, the moon, we don't see any more at all.
Well, Ross said it. It's a life star, not a Death Star with full of endless stormtroopers. So there's only so few people that'll come out.
Don't you start. Don't you start.
Life Star.
God damn it.
So even as Burnham's mom is at the sword of Javini's Quat Malat blade, it takes Burnham going, why, for the 100th fucking time before we get an explanation. And that explanation is kind of the thing that I shocked Carlos with last week. There's an anomaly at the edge of the system, right? So she's trying to get them out of the system by starting up the engine. Okay. But a strong telepathic distress signal is issued from the one guy, the one alien, right? Enough that the Quat Malat member hears this alien's call and goes to help on the hopeless cause in the first place. Which makes me think, ooh, this anomaly probably heard that telepathic call and was coming for it. And then it disappeared. And it was like, well, I'm just going to sit here at the edge of the system and see if it happens again. But maybe that's just me. It's just very cool. It's very coincidental that, again, we're dealing with some kind of empathic, telepathic life form, and there's the anomaly. But there's that. then there's Booker's mind meld. Now, the Institute thing aside, because I've seen so many people go like, Stamets, what the fuck? No, that was literally Stamets being Stamets, sassing the fucking Vulcans of all things. That was Stamets being Stamets.
Mm-hmm.
But the mind meld with Booker. Okay, Booker. That's a pretty powerful sentiment you have about missing that Leto turned and looked at you and loved you and all that kind of stuff. But you literally saw his face throughout the entire fucking ceremony anyway. Like, sure, that sentiment of love there at the end, I get it. You saw his face for the entire fucking ceremony. That doesn't explain why you had hallucinations not seeing his face.
Because he blocked the memories because of the trauma.
It also doesn't explain why those hallucinations only happened while he was in the anomaly, even though he keeps saying they were happening everywhere.
I'll rack that one up. I'll rack that one up to PTSD, because it's how Spock was in JJ Trek when Vulcan was destroyed. He lost his emotional control. It's very possible that Book as she put it, he just had all his memories repressed because of the trauma.
That's a common thing when faced with trauma. You tend to suppress the memories to protect yourself from the trauma.
Yes, but that doesn't explain the hallucinations only happening in the anomaly.
That might be something that's still going to be addressed.
Because, like, we didn't just see Leto running through a ship. We literally saw the birds when they entered the anomaly, too.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to the Travis is happy now part.
Oh,
Yeah. Part of a much larger saying. The path you are on has come to an end. Choose to live.
the longer saying, correct.
Yes.
Meanwhile, she literally tells Tilly the flowery Kuat-Malat way of, you must look inside yourself for truth. Which, that's fine. That's fine. Then we get back to the Federation, and then the president is handing over Javini to the Kuat-Malat and to Navarre, and Burnham, excuse me. Hey, Burnham, didn't you just spend 3 fucking seasons learning patience? After all these months Burnham spent being a prisoner, after all the time she spent going rogue to find out the truth about Spock, after all the time she spent in less than savory dealings with Booker in a post-burn sector waiting for the discovery, and after all the things she did to make Empress Georgiou good, you'd think she'd understand by now that justice is rarely swift, but that it does happen. But we get impatient Burnham again. Why? You know this shit will, like, even itself out. Burnham, you've spent 3 fucking seasons bragging about how shit just always seems to go your way, even though it takes a whole fucking season for justice to happen. And you're pissed now that what? She's not arrested for a couple of months? After you literally just said consider leniency? It's not like they're going to put her to fucking death. It's the Federation. It's not Cardassia. What the fuck, Burnham? And then we get that really flowery analogy from Vance. Oh my god.
Wait,
I mean,
he gives a not flower, symphony orchestra.
No,
Yeah.
right, but it's a flowery analogy for what the hell's going on, and people miss the most important thing about this analogy. Vance literally points out that Rillick is playing everybody. But I think a lot of people miss that because they just, you know, I mean, it's not like as blatant as the Mirror Universe thing. We have a good fucking Cardassian. We don't have the mustache twirling villain. We actually have a villain that is way fucking better at being a villain than Dukat. Because holy shit, there's all that subtlety and half-truths of Dukat while still being I'm trying to create unity. Yeah, but you're not a good person, though.
I'm reminded of something that you told me during my Death Stranding playthrough, that no act of nation building is ever bloodless.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. But see, at the same time, it's not even that. It's not even that an accepting of casualties kind of thing. Like we've seen that this lady go out of her fucking way to read people's records to get an edge over them. That's manipulative as fuck.
She's a politician.
Yeah.
That's not being a politician. That's literally being a Cardassian.
That is politicians. Politicians, they do background checks on everybody they got to come in contact with, so they know how they can play them like a fucking fiddle.
That's being Cardassian.
It's a politician. That's wrong.
It's also a form of, well, maybe not leadership, but getting someone to do what you want through words is persuasion. It's shady.
Tywin.
Oh goddamn!
It's shady as hell, but it works.
How much? Look, and there's my example. Kai Wynn was a politician. How much background information did she do?
Kai Wynn also had an ego that could dwarf, someone like Picard. And hid it all behind a veil of piety.
And see, here's the thing. I think Rillick does too. I honestly think Rillick does too. There's a reason she keeps going back to the "my father was a freighter captain" thing. It's a play on that I'm a humble beginnings asshole shit.
I'm a man of the people.
Brenda goes, maybe she's a descendant of Garrick. I'm like, I hope not. Garrick was cool.
Oh, could you imagine?
I don't know. Garrick, he didn't have a chance to have a daughter with Zial, or a kid with Zial, but Andrew Robinson's book, I didn't detail if he went into a relationship or not after that.
In the lit verse, and I think in Stowe as well, Garrick did become I forget what office it was, but the chief executive of Cardassia for a while.
Obsidian Order. It was Obsidian Order, I believe.
No, he was elected as president.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
So
that was after the True Way tried to take over, which are the extremists.
That's right. Yes.
So a lot of other people found this thing with Gray very emotional, and yeah, sure it is. But as much as it kind of is, it also felt like this one giant "hey, look who's leaving" at the end of the season thing to me. Because how many times did they say that Gray wanted to be a Guardian this fucking episode?
Every other sentence.
They said it in previous episodes too.
Yeah. And now we've got literally the one Guardian who was helping Adira in the other episode, like, hey, now you can continue your training. Why not go to Trill to do that? Now that everybody's got that lithium again.
My George theory consists of Gray becoming an ambassador to the new wormhole aliens.
Then
White Star.
The last scene is there have been a few heartfelt moments in Discovery between Booker and Burnham, and this is another great one of them. Like, absolutely a great one of them.
And why did he have that one? Because of the mind meld that pissed you off earlier.
Sure, but honestly, I think that amulet is now going to play a bigger role in this season.
It's going to save Quasar.
Well, no, it's going to. Honestly, it seemed like that amulet is going to be an amplifier for whatever his powers are. As strongly as much as that ceremony held significance, that amulet was basically imbued with the blood of other telepaths. So, like, holy shit, that feels like it's going to be some kind of amplification catalyst.
Oh. Why did that?
Justin
fat fingered something.
Yeah, apparently.
I did forget to mention the other like the best gag of the episode is Tilly going to Saru's room and
garden, yeah.
trying to touch the plant.
While it's in bloom.
What happens if I touch the blooming swamp plant?
No.
Best that you don't know.
Yeah, no, so that's actually my big theory for all of this stuff. We're going to lose Tilly for Adira.
No, God, no. Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
Because
no.
Well,
and here's why. Tilly is so much more comfortable about shit around Saru than anything else. And it makes me feel like Tilly is going to be Saru's first officer wherever the hell Saru goes.
Yep, there it is.
Well, okay, and here's another
First officer or chief. It's either gonna be first officer or chief science officer or chief engineer. But yes, I have
or ambassador to.
No, Justin. No ambassador. No, nothing like that.
I mean, he's already the community
interesting
leader.
Because if they do something like that, that wouldn't be the last we see of these characters.
No,
that means we get potentially split stories on different ships in the same show.
Well,
which is what they wanted to do in the first place.
Not necessarily. You wouldn't necessarily have a split show. I mean, if they were going to have a split show, it would be whatever the hell they're going to do with the Voyager drive, the Pathfinder drive on Voyager, not whatever other ship Saru was offered.
Which I got my own theory with old Pathfinder Voyager, but we'll get to that.
The way they teased it, it seems like we will get to see that.
Well, I think that's going to be like whenever they do eventually get rid of Discovery, that will be the new main ship.
I don't know if they're going to get rid of the flagship of the show. That's like
we already know Discovery winds up abandoned at some point in time, and the short treks are going to be canon, or are considered canon.
Okay, the short trek could also be a wormhole that it never existed. They'll correct it, and then bam, it doesn't exist.
An alternate timeline.
Yep.
But
see,
so with parallels to what's going on now.
And that's the other thing. Again, tachyons are like the fucking duct tape of the universe, because as much as we've seen a whole bunch of DS9 with chronotons and shit, tachyons also are involved in fucking time travel bullshit shenanigans.
But there were no tachyons present at the event that destroyed Quajon.
Sure, but does anybody remember if it was a tachyon surge or anything during season 2 with the search for Spock again? And
tachyon emissions from a cloaking device.
No. What I mean is when one of the red lights showed up and they were at that planet in the Beta Quadrant.
Yeah, tachyon. Yep, tachyons from that. Yep.
And
well, that's because those were time travel events. The red lights were Burnham.
Wait a minute. I'm not done. I'm not done yet. The red lights are a thing unto themselves. Was a tachyon surge detected when the portal fucking thing opened up and they shot the probe into it, and when the probe came back, it was a fucking machine squid.
Well, yeah, because it was a time travel event.
You're assuming that it was.
It was. They clearly explained it in season 1 or season 2. It clearly explained it.
Assimilated the probe and sent it back.
This was all clearly explained.
And the red lights were all Burnham highlighting places that Discovery was supposed to go.
I'm not seeing anybody right here being on Memory Alpha right now saying it clearly says right here that in the episode it was.
I can go back and watch the episode.
Let her finish, man.
Because as much as I understand that the red lights themselves were these tachyon events, the portal with the machine thing, the whole control shit in it, came after the red light. It wasn't part of the red light. Because that's my big thing in all of this.
Oh, you're talking about the red light that infected Arium.
Red Angel with detecting tachyon.
Justin, she's talking about the red light that infected Arium.
No. Like when they okay. I'm not sure if it's the Beta planet or if it was the Kelpian planet, but it was one of those after the red light thing, that fucking temporal wormhole looking portal thing opens, and Discovery, or I don't remember if it was Discovery or if it was a shuttle, they fire a probe into the thing. And it comes back as this giant like mechanical squid monstrosity thing.
Yeah, it was Pike and Saru in the shuttle, I think.
Yes. No, it was Pike and Ash in the shuttle.
And my big question is, like, that event that event was not part of the red light. That was an after thing for the red light. And I have
Okay, I understand what you're
was
trying to
that
say.
portal a tachyon event or not?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Let's see. Soup also generated tachyons. And then,
Because if it wasn't, we may kind of have an explanation for what this anomaly is.
no, because that also generated tachyons. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here, season 2.
Because
As
and
crazy as Technobabble can be, they have done a pretty good job of trying to standardize it so that
consistent.
certain things correlate with certain events.
Because at this point, we're dealing with three different, like, temporal events happening. Sort of.
So long as the Davidians don't come out of the temporal rifts, you're okay.
You have Burnham's mom, who initiated the whole them going 900 years to the future in the first place. Control, which I guess in another timeline or maybe in a further future was the machine control of everything. And Burnham's mom was literally just in an alternate timeline of the machines taking over early because of Control. And then you have like that entire event of basically those same machine-looking things in fucking Picard.
Okay, yes, it's a time anomaly researching to and probe into it. Tachyons.
Okay.
Because there's like there is so much shit that goes on with all of those machine things. And like to have them still be around in Picard is like a big red flag to me. Even though it's not Control that's coming through in the whole Picard thing. It's the AI who left because of the what the hell ever, and they're coming back to try and wipe out all the biological life.
We're pretty far off.
Yeah, we need to get back. We need to get back.
How are you tying this in, son?
I honestly think that there is still a mechanical element to the anomaly.
Okay.
You know, Justin keeps talking about I'm abandoning V'ger, and I'm like, I don't think that's it. I honestly think it still has something to do with the machine thing that they spent the entire season 2 trying to kill Control over. Because that thing literally still exists.
No.
Huh. Maybe it's those machine beings that refitted V'ger when they found it.
Well, it's not even that. I say it's them from at least something else, because there's that same menacing presence to them in Picard. They have the same kind of tentacly reaching out and trying to grab everything feel in Picard as they did with what we saw out of what Control was supposed to become.
And you think this is what the origin of the anomaly?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Okay. Interesting idea. We'll see how it turns out. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, son, and sharing them and elaborating on them as best you can. Appreciate it.
I try.
Justin,
I want to be quick because we're already 48 minutes in.
Right.
The episode was good.
Hey, son doesn't get a lot of opportunities to voice everything.
So yeah, I am abandoning the V'ger theory, but I do think we might get some mechanical, maybe mix between biological and mechanical, maybe wormhole aliens. Because I don't know. We'll see, because they had all the characteristics except tachyons. Yeah, I just think there's something. There's going to be something new because they're going to have something to advance the plot for season 5 if we get it. So it's probably my guess is wormhole to another galaxy. Because how do you top 32nd century? How do you top a burn? How do you top a drive that can go anywhere in the galaxy? You know, how do you top that? Extragalactic travel?
Another time jump.
No, God, no, no, no.
We're already
No.
already supposed to be getting it, or something close to it, with Discovery being abandoned for 1,000 years.
God, no. God, no. No. God, Ross, I heard that crack. What the fuck, dude?
Wait, you're the one that keeps harping on the short trek thing, aren't you, Justin?
No, I just heard Ross's back crack
No.
through his
I'm
mic.
No, I get that. I'm talking about you going no. You're the one that keeps harping on the fucking short trek all
but
the
we
fucking
don't
time.
know exactly how far in the future that is. We don't know what timeline that is. We don't know when it is. I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah,
I just want to point out
that's
the
still a
Discovery,
time jump at some point.
the Discovery in the short trek has this nacelles attached.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's the 23rd century version of Discovery.
So we just simply don't know. We don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. I mean, I just throw that as a possibility. You know, they're going to have to move the plot forward somehow, and I don't. It's time travel. Been there, done that. You know, we got Rocket and Go Galaxy. They restored warp travel. You know, they're doing this.
I mean,
They're doing this anomaly thing. So
we already have an engine, like you said, that can go anywhere in the galaxy, but literally also can go anywhere in dimensions
exactly.
and time period.
That
So,
does
what's
damage to the mycelial realm when it moves that they haven't addressed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so either A, it's a mycelial network breaking through to give them all a beatdown that is badly needed because, you know, hey, here comes Discovery. That brings me back to one of my theories back whenever I thought, where did the anomaly appear? By Quajon. That's where Discovery made one of its first jumps
Discovery's
after they got Burnham back. Yeah, but, I mean, it's just a theory. It's a small theory. It could be the mycelial network trying to, you know, manifest.
If there's any place, a mycelial anomaly in this century that we're in right now would form as payback for anything, it would be the point at which Discovery jumps to the most often, and that would be the Federation.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's also another possibility we've all been overlooking. We've all been overlooking this possibility. The Expanse aliens from Enterprise.
Which one were those again?
That's
the ones that created the temporal, the rift from the Expanse, the time alien things.
Now, when you
mean
say
the ones
the
that started
Expanse, you need to make sure you're not talking about
the spear
show.
builders. The spear builders.
So the
yes.
ones who started the Zindi War.
Yes.
Okay.
We know they originate about the 25th to 30th century. So, I mean,
yeah, but they would have been dealt with during the temporal Cold War, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
yeah, but what happens whenever you they can go to another timeline whenever there's not a temporal authority.
Well,
and
okay,
guess what? There isn't right now.
Well, wait a minute. All that shit. Okay, so like all that shit should have already been dealt with.
Right.
Yes, but I mean,
we're past that point. We're like literally 200 years past that point.
Yeah, but nothing's stopping them from going to the future and trying again when they know there's no one to stop them.
That was the point of the temporal war that followed the temporal Cold War.
Yeah, right. That was the point of the Enterprise J War.
Yeah. This is after all of that. This is after it's all been dealt with. This is after they were defeated both in the future and the past by the Enterprise.
Yeah.
By destroying the spheres of the past, they've eliminated the entire Expanse and ended the Sphere Builders campaign completely.
Maybe. I mean, it's a better theory than freaking wormhole aliens, and that it really looks like wormhole aliens to me. I mean,
Well,
who else would be able to build an
let's
intergalactic grid?
let's move
Who?
on and hear Greg's thoughts on the episode.
Overall, I kind of like the episode.
Wait, who are you?
I was saying this earlier. Discovery has a love-hate relationship. I like the premiere. I hated the second episode. I like this one. But overall, it was a good episode. Very few gripes. I would say my biggest gripe was the overhype of like, oh, is Greg gonna make it? Yes, he's gonna make it. They're not gonna kill him off in this process.
Yeah.
I hate how they overhype that. I'm like, he's gonna make it. The episode started out really well. Yeah, right. Episode started out really well. I didn't like per se, but I mean like the Quatmalot coming on there, okay, kill the Starfleet officers, take the dilithium, and it's like I did like the genuine confusion. Burnham was like, we would have just given you the dilithium. Why didn't you just ask? I know they explained that, but Burnham's like, just ask. Here you go. But the whole joint mission was kind of okay. I get that with the president being like, okay, we have to go by Navarre's rules and not them. The president of Navarre's like, okay, now let's go ahead and consult with the Quatmalot. It's like, okay, we gotta go 3 chains of the ladder. It just made it convoluted, but again, it progressed okay for me. I did like Stamets going to that Vulcan council and be like, what the hell are you all doing? Are you napping? I absolutely love that insult. Just to sit there and be like, what's going on here? It's like, I just presented you a galaxy-ending problem, and you guys are napping. But Stamets got his answer. They concluded there were no tachyons, so his 4 out of 5 is still sitting there. He's genuinely confused. Book's mind meld was probably one of the better ones, if that makes sense, in the Star Trek universe. Didn't go wrong.
I like the effects.
Yeah, it didn't go wrong. It went fine. She just had the bad news, like, no, there weren't any tachyons, and it gave Book the chance to hold on to memory now that he can access, so he can see his nephew now from here on out. So that was a really tender moment. I after doing Book dirty the way they did in the season premiere, he deserved this one. As far as the whole situation, I told Justin Sutton that I got very Species 8472 vibes because the skeletal structure looked like them. It did. Sun, I think, just said Zindi, Insectoid. It could have been them. But as Burnham scanned and it's all, no, but there's no record of this in the database. Okay, new life form.
But the database could be, missing crucial pieces since, burn and everything else. So,
poor Tilly. I get Tilly trying to get out of her comfort zone, but I just love how she's getting out of her comfort zone Discovery. Then Saru talks to Burnham. Hey, let's get Tilly out of her comfort zone. Go have her face the Quatmalot. It's like,
and I think you're right about Saru. I think Saru's testing Tilly.
I think so. He's further grooming her.
As a good first officer should.
Yeah. So that theory of her leaving at the end of the show with Saru could be good old water. I like Javini's cause. Her lost cause was helping them. I get that. That is the purpose of the Quatmalot. I just have a gripe though. It's like they go and kill everybody, but they didn't kill Burnham's mom. Like, no, she drew on you. She didn't choose to live. So Burnham's mom technically should be dead. I'm not saying kill her. I'm just saying should be dead. But Javini was going to fall through on that. I was like, if you don't fix this, she does die. So I did like Tilly throughout the whole thing. Like, no. This is going to take me a while. I really messed this up. That's genuine Tilly. I loved it. I'm giving Burnham rare praise in this episode for her command decisions. This was not one of those. I have to save everybody. I have to do this. This is being done my Maverick way. She's being told, "Hey, do this, this, and this," and she's not fighting it per se. Like she's like, her mom's like, "We're going down without phasers." Okay, what are we going down with? And gives her a sword. Burnham's like, "Okay, I'll fly with this." And then of course Tilly, but then Burnham made very good decisions in this episode. Like, okay, I get where you're going. Was able to talk Javini out of it. Like, hey, we can fix this. Like, I'm telling you, we can do this. and progresses really well. My favorite part of the episode was her and Vance at the end. Neither one of them liked the outcome. I didn't like the outcome either. That she did kill a Starfleet officer. Per Federation rules, that falls in the jurisdiction of Federation prosecution, because they have dealt with certain things like this before, like where a Federation officer killed somebody. Well, that falls in that planet's jurisdiction. So I'm kind of on Vance and Burnham's side. Like, okay, I don't agree with the outcome. Like, when the president's like, "You agree with this, right, Admiral?" and Vance is like grinding, you can hear him grinding his teeth. Yes, Madam President.
He's an officer
Yeah.
in Starfleet, and he is bound by duty, by law, to obey those who are appointed over him. And the only person appointed over him is the president.
Which is why I think by the end of the season we are going to see President Vance.
No.
No. I don't want to. And see, I love Oded Fair. I love that they brought him in this. He's doing really great. So I hope Oded Fair stays on. But Vance, my favorite part of the interaction was Vance's orchestra analogy he threw at Burnham was very. I want to know who wrote that. I know the writers wrote it, obviously, but I was like, I want to know what that writer researched to come up with that analogy to give it to Vance.
No, he wrote that, obviously, because they paid him by the letter.
That was a great line.
That was good. So overall, I'll give this as one of my top Discovery episodes. There's only 3 so far in the season. I would say this wasn't better than the premiere, but as far as it goes, it's with the premiere, and then episode 2 is kind of down there. But Burnham gets rare praise from me in this episode. Another gripe I had from the hype about I almost said Ian Alexander Gray, or from the overhype with him almost losing it. My other gripe was Tilly should not have been on this mission. I get what Saru was doing. She should not have been on this mission. You could have sent Commander Harris with her. Hell, Detmer would have been a better choice. But Tilly did okay. I mean, she would have been the only one who could fix that dilithium problem anyway. The only other person would have been Stamets. So, but overall, I like the episode. So, try to keep it short, and yeah, we'll see what next week brings.
Thank you very much, Greg. As for me, this has got to be one of the most TOS episodes of Discovery we've ever gotten yet. Let's check the boxes here. We've got a mysterious alien ship. We've got a brand new species that we've never seen before. We've got sword fights. We've got heists. We got so many keystones of the things that made TOS great in this episode, and I think they mesh together very well. Son, I do agree with you on some points that things do seem a little convoluted, and the absolute candor of the Qowat Milat wasn't as absolute as it should have been. But overall, I really love how this episode played out, both in how it moves the story forward, in how we get a nice little tension breather after the intensity of the first couple episodes. We get Gray in the synthetic flesh at last. Mm-hmm. 3 plots going at once was a bit tedious, but it worked. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing what they do next week. Short, sweet, to the point.
Okay, then I'll ask this since I was short. One thing that just bothered me though with the whole story was we had 3 separate stories in this episode. 3 or wait, hold on, 1, 2. We have what, 4? Yeah. 3 or 4 separate stories.
3,
something like that.
3. That was a bit much. Like I get, damn it, not Ian. Gray's was a little bit obviously quicker. Then it was focused on Stamets and Book, and then Burnham. But it was just like I was like 3 stories. Like damn, I was trying to keep up.
No, you had 4. You had 4 stories this episode. One? You had Booker and Stamets.
Right.
You had Gray and Adira. You had Burnham and the Qowat Milat, and you had Tilly still finding herself.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a bit overload.
It is, but since they were all fairly short, I guess you could say, they didn't step over each other very much.
So, okay, here's a fun question. Are we going to get an equivalent to Cetacean Ops with Saru's flower? what happens if you touch it when it's blooming.
That is something I kind of want to see, but I also don't, because if it made Saru squeamish, and this is a guy who is raised to be cattle.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a guy who literally has like fucking neck daggers when he gets mad. So
True.
I mean, like if he's going, yeah,
If it's better you don't know, then I'm like, okay, now I want to know.
Now we know we're going to see at some point in time in the season. It's just going to be
she literally turns into a Zindi aquatic.
Or we're never going to see it, and it's left up to our imaginations.
Or just Discovery gets boarded and Tilly knows she trigger it.
All right. That will conclude our discussion on Star Trek Discovery, Season 4, Episode 4, Choose to Live.
I just have one thing to say before we go.
Yes?
It was kind of amusing watching Mary Wiseman gag at macaroni and cheese.
Oh, God. I love, and Saru's dig at her. It is not common among humans to not like cheese. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's the only negative point I have against Tilly now. She doesn't like cheese.
Isn't that because Mary Wiseman doesn't like cheese?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Also, my last thought, it was so adorable seeing her pick up that sword.
Yeah, but it's like literally handing a brand new gun to somebody who has no fucking clue how to handle it. The first thing that they're going to
a knife to a toddler.
The first thing that they're going to do is start waving it around with their finger on the trigger, and it's like, yep, shit's going to go flying.
Handing a knife.
They're going to Alec Baldwin it.
No, Justin. No, handing a knife to a toddler, they will take it and run.
Yeah.
What? I was doing Son's joke. It just.
All right, you guys have a bunch more topics you want to talk about tonight. I, however, am going to try and take a nap. I'm going to leave my stream up so that there's no one watching on Twitch. Who am I kidding? I'm just going to end that broadcast early. If anyone is unlikely watching on Twitch, head over to Justin's Twitch or to our Facebook.
Just put mine on. Just put my stream on.
Yeah, I'll do a
link
host.
His in your.
Yeah. I love that. Ross is like, nobody's watching. Fuck this.
There's one viewer on my Twitch right now.
And it's Greg, because Greg's trying to be in there.
I'm not watching.
No, it's me. If there's one viewer in the stream, it's me.
There's one viewer on me.
The dashboard.
Oh, I have 2 viewers on Twitch.
And Justin's not an affiliate, so boo.
I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Twitch is, stingy. Considering I've been part of the platform since pre-Twitch days, they should have grandfathered me in.
Yeah,
Justin's TV. All right, let me know when it came through.
I mean, it took me 6 months to get to affiliate.
All right, guys.
All right, Ross. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Good night.
Feel better.
Night, Ross.
Night. Sleep tight.
All right, stream's clear.
Don't let the Lucifer bugs bite.
So you guys want to talk about Cowboy Bebop, huh?
Do we want to do Hawkeye, or do we want to wait for Hawkeye? Since it's just.
Have you seen Hawkeye yet?
Like who? Me?
Yeah.
I have not, but I'm assuming everybody else wants to. So
I mean, we can wait a week if you want to. If you want to watch it, it's fine by me.
I still have no interest in Marvel anything, honestly.
I mean, we'll wait till Ross comes back. It'll be
like I would watch. I posted that meme, and I literally stand by that meme. I would watch Hawkeye if it was literally a MASH thing, but not being a Marvel thing.
It comes off very not Marvel though. It's a Christmas show.
It's actually not bad. It's kind of like it's weird. It's not as campy as a Marvel thing.
I'm still waiting for Jingle All the Way to become a holiday classic, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Jingle is a holiday classic. I'll agree with Son on that.
Okay, Jingle All the Way is about a chance of holiday classic as the Shazam movie. Go figure that one out.
I never see Jingle All the Way being played on any place for the holidays.
I've seen it on.
I have to crack out my own fucking DVD of Jingle All the Way to watch Jingle All the Way.
Okay, now as far as streaming, I actually have not seen it on any streaming platforms, but I have seen it on.
I think it's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus.
Is it okay? What was ABC Family? What are they now? What's that channel called now?
Disney.
ABC Family is called Freeform.
Freeform. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I know they'll have it.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Okay. This comment right here by Smilt Tomb.
Yeah.
He goes, "I hate Marvel." Steve. Oh, okay. He goes, "I hate Marvel and all superheroes," but then he goes, "Only Christmas movie I watch is Die Hard." I agree with that.
Yes.
The other thing I'm still waiting for to be a holiday classic is the one movie I can't seem to purchase in the United States. And that's the first Hallmark Christmas movie, The Night They Saved Christmas, with Art Carney as Santa Claus.
Oh, you know what? It's on archive.org.
And that one's got Paul Williams, the musician, as like his chief elf. So there's literally Paul Williams being the lead of all of them singing shit. So
here's a fun one for you. Did you know Sinbad was in a genie movie?
Yeah,
I think so. I think I remember that. Yeah,
find it.
Where he was a genie, wasn't he?
Find it.
Wait, I won't be able. I'm like, what, to buy it? I won't be able to.
No, find it.
Find
we
it.
all remember it, but you can't find it nowhere. You can't even find no mention of it anywhere.
Sinbad was a genie. It wasn't Kazam. It wasn't any of that shit.
It was Shazam.
Sinbad was a genie, like in a lamp genie.
Yeah, it was Sinbad's Shazam, the strange case of a movie that doesn't exist. That's the title of this right here. Oh my god! Probably got nailed for calling it Shazam with DC. According to this current reality, yes.
But yeah, it's a little fun fact. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop. I don't know. It was kind of interesting. It not really something I would, say you must go out and watch this. I mean, if you're looking for something to do, watch it. It's okay for that.
Cowboy Bebop was strictly one of those for the fans. Here you go. Here's your live action show of an anime. That's what it was. Now it's not, and of course, like on review sites, IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, it's doing terribly with fans. And critics,
of course.
I enjoyed the shit out of it. Now it's like I'm like you, Justin. I'm not going to be, hey, you need to go watch Cowboy Bebop. But I tell fans, if you did like the original anime, give this a shot. So you see the anime, go watch the live action one.
I mean, it's not the worst in the world. It's not, but it was pretty fun. It kept me entertained when I was bored trying to fix my computer. So hey.
Yeah. I really liked, as much as I loved John Cho, my favorite character was Jet Black. I loved the portrayal of him. Danielle Pineda, I loved her in Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World. I'm looking forward to her again in Dominion, and I liked her Faye Valentine portrayal.
Yeah.
What stole the show, though, was the corgi, Data Dog.
It's coming out of its eye.
I will say this: that was a pretty good cliffhanger. I didn't see the end of Bebop coming in that way.
Yeah, I think they're going to do something, maybe another season. It hasn't been announced yet, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, if they don't do it, I won't be surprised. If they do it, I won't be. It's just one of those. We'll see what happens.
I don't think they will because of how bad it got reviewed.
Well, when articles come out stating, and I quote, Cowboy Bebop isn't supposed to be good as a title for the article, I don't think Cowboy Bebop is getting another season.
Okay, yeah, so Steve goes, I'm betting against the second season, but he did say I enjoyed it. So, like I said, this is like one of those for the fans. It's like I enjoyed it myself. I won't be sad if
Honestly,
it doesn't get a second season.
I honestly think it's the opposite. I think this is a hey normies who've not watched Cowboy Bebop, here, watch
Right.
Cowboy Bebop kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, like if you like, yeah, okay, that's a good point, son. So like the people who
Because
don't like animation, here's your live action.
this thing has happened. This Netflix has done this with Death Note and what's the other one that they did? They've made like a couple of these live action things now, and they've all been like insanely subpar.
And so, see, that's interesting because they have the live action Gundam series coming. Jordan Vogt Roberts is doing that, and that'll be interesting to see how they do that because the first teaser pic they show was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to him because he's a nerd. Like he did his own. I watch honest trailers on YouTube, and they did honest trailer for Kong. He helped write that honest trailer to diss his own movie. I'm on board with him doing Gundam because he's like, you know what, screw this. This is for the diehard fans. So, I'm looking forward to that. As far as Bebop goes, like I said, I thought it was overall pretty good. John Cho definitely stole it as Spike Spiegel, but a guy who's 49 playing somebody who's in their 20s, I'm like, hey, if you look like you're in your 20s, why not?
I will say this though, like we saw this stuff out of, like, we saw the same thing out of Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like when, like, and the Super Mario Brothers movie, let's be honest, there's so much fucking hate for that movie, and I don't understand why. It is. I love the Super Mario Brothers as a franchise, and
Just
that movie isn't terrible.
I mean,
It
okay, just like
isn't
Battlefield,
terrible.
or it's an acquired taste.
It's literally just a meh film with like a whole bunch of sci-fi thrown in it to make it plausible in the Super Mario Brothers universe. I mean, it's like Elon Musk's science division decided to make the Super Mario Brothers universe. That's what I see the Super Mario Brothers movie being. So you've got the flamethrower, you've got the rocket thing, and now you've got this little teleportation dimensional thing out of a meteorite. Okay, science. Okay. But like the only jump from video game or anime to live action that has gone down well has been the Sonic movie. And that's literally because that's literally because the guy in charge of all this stuff literally posted the picture of Sonic and then that trailer, and everybody was like, "Oh, hell no!"
You know, I wonder if he didn't do that on purpose because he didn't like how the design of Sonic went.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he did do it on purpose, but that was one of those that was like a Deadpool scenario. The second people saw the test footage of Reynolds fucking around as Deadpool, and the fans demanded the movie, they got the movie. With Sonic, like, yeah, I saw the first trailer. I was like, okay, cool. It looks fun. But again, the design, I was like, okay, it looks weird. I'll accept it. But then the backlash when I saw the redesign.
I'll be right back.
But like I said, that's the only time we've seen a good thing come out of a live action adaptation. Like
Detective Pikachu, I would argue, is another one because that was probably not.
Yeah, but Detective Pikachu isn't based on anything. It's just out of the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, it was based off a game. That was one of the few straight video games because it had no anime or show around it, and then went straight to a movie.
What was it? Damn, I lost my train of thought. I can't remember what the other one was. Oh well. Like, you know, but yeah, no, Netflix has done this before with others. Like they did the Death Note series that I remember, right. You know, like everybody hated that, and I watched it, and I was like, it's a meh version of Death Note. But then I watched that clip of the three of them in the bar with Faye in the fucking red dress and blood on her from after coming back from the opera. Right. I saw that clip and I was like, there's no way in hell I'm watching Cowboy Bebop, period, if this is how Cowboy Bebop is. And then somebody edited that clip and turned it into a Seinfeld episode. And and then I thought to myself, if this is what they did with Cowboy Bebop, I'd probably watch it.
Which it kind of was that way. It kind of was like a comedy / stupid what the fuck is this type of thing.
Yeah, if they had the fucking laugh tracks in it throughout the whole fucking episode, I might watch Cowboy Bebop.
That was the only thing that was missing.
I think that would help a little bit, have a laugh track.
That was the only thing that was missing that could have probably made it better.
Because one of the funny moments that they had in the show was where Jet makes his daughter's recital. And so he's in this store watching his daughter's recital, and then in the background you see Spike getting his ass kicked, or more or less him kicking the ass of like 20 guys. It's like, that would have been great for a laugh track, but...
Because, like, Jet is literally talking about using a bidet on his fucking feet. It's like, yes. This is literally fucking Seinfeld material. For Christ's sakes, you're literally in like a fucking dive bar type restaurant. You're talking about the best food being the fucking free cheesy bread. Yes. And then you start talking about using a bidet for your fucking feet. But you don't mention that till the very end. So Spike is over here thinking you're talking about using the bidet and it relaxing you and all this kind of shit. Then you mention that you're going to put 2 on your ship, 1 for each foot. Like, without a laugh track, there is no fucking way I'm watching.
Are we really talking about bidets?
We're
literally part of the. That's literally part of the thing.
Another funny part was Faye coming in because Spike's like, "Where's all the hot water?" She goes, "Shower, bath, shower. You take a shower, you take a bath, so you take a shower again." When he does it, he's like, "Holy shit, that's amazing!" I'm like, that made me chuckle a little bit. It's like she's talks all this shit, and then all of a sudden Spike goes and does it, and then he gives her a fist bump. It's like, okay, I thought that was pretty good.
Like, I thought everybody knew about the shower, bath, shower.
I didn't know about shower, bath, shower. No, I knew about bath, shower, take a bath and all that, and then shower. I didn't know that 3 process. Like, that's a lot of water.
The whole thing about, okay, you take a shower, rinse off all the crumb, then you lay in the tub, soak and relax. Because I mean, you're literally laying in the tub of your own dirt, so you want to take the dirt off first before you get into the tub to relax. The whole point of the tub is to relax.
I don't own a tub like that, so there's no bath at all.
I'm 5'5", and my bathtub is still too small for me. Like, I can't sit comfortably. So,
like, the bathtub is finally big enough for me.
If I was going to get a bathtub in any respect, I have to get a cast iron clawfoot bathtub.
Good God!
You
don't want to move it.
Yeah, no.
But those things are amazing.
A bathtub, it's going to stay right fucking there.
Those things are amazing, though.
Yeah.
If you get a big enough one, oh my God. Yeah, oh my God.
It's because cast iron holds heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why do you use it on the stove? Because it holds heat? Well, why not use it as a bathtub? You put hot water in it, it holds heat.
Yep. But let's see. I guess we're gonna do Ghostbusters Afterlife next week.
Okay.
Since Jason's not here, Carlos is
I was looking forward to that. I was like, when Jason said he was gonna be here, I was like, damn, we gotta wait for Ghostbusters now because I'll admit this part. I cried. I bawled my eyes out. So did Leia. So I'm looking forward to talking to Jason about that. Like, look, dude, I cried. I'm getting it. Near the end of the movie, I cried.
The end scene, yes, that was pretty damn good. I had a feeling they was going to do that. Also, originally rumored that they were all going to die, and the whole team, and we're going to see them all as ghosts. That was a long-standing rumor. I think there was actually supposed to be a script at one time where that actually happened, but it's kind of glad he went to
that
show.
was the original Harold Ramis script for it.
It
Yeah.
was and then Dan Aykroyd had said something when he found out they were doing it, because this is a spoiler. Dan Aykroyd's in it. He said something that he wasn't going to do it if they were going to kill everybody off. Since Harold had passed, he didn't want to do it where everybody was killed off. I'm not sure if it was him or Bill Murray, but one of them said that.
It was one of them, probably Murray, because he might have been one of them. But
I would assume it's whoever the asshole is. I'm not going to do a thing where I'm killed off. That's a very asshole stance to
that
take.
sounds very much like Bill Murray, but then at his age he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
so you got that going, son. How about your act list?
Here we go.
We'll go ahead and get this going quickly because we're at hour 25 and doing good tonight.
So, we got an interesting update this week. 6 state treasurers are pressuring Activision over their misconduct.
Good.
Yeah,
There
so
needs to be more.
The states of California, Massachusetts, Illinois, Oregon, Delaware, and Nevada are all calling on the company to take action. Mostly because those states, for whatever reason, seem to have investment stake in Activision Blizzard. And what's bad for Blizzard is bad for those states in terms of profit. So the treasurers of these states are actually kind of shining an even bigger spotlight into things we didn't know before, like how states themselves are invested in these companies. And they basically sent a letter to Activision saying that action needs to be taken, and this is from Axios, by the way. This is from Axios, published this week. Even though Axios did not get a statement from Activision Blizzard about the thing, the treasurers, the group that got together to send the letter from the treasurers, said that they have received a response from Blizzard. But you basically have a bunch of these state treasurers going, if stuff doesn't start to resolve, I think we need a clean house. And that's not, and what they mean by clean house isn't just Mr. Kotick being removed. They mean removing the entire board as well.
Isn't the U.S. government supposed to be getting involved in that, son, or was that just California?
The EEOC is the federal organization that got involved.
That's right.
Those were the ones that were, they're the ones that settled for $18 million.
Ah, that's right. The puny ass petty settlement. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. But these are state officials that the state actually has investment money into Activision Blizzard. So, at this point, a few of them are actually calling for a clean house of basically the top of the company. Kotick being gone, the board of directors being ousted entirely and being completely replaced because of the fact that the board of directors themselves saying that they stand behind Robert Kotick. So, we don't really have much information on how much investment any of the states have necessarily, which means we also don't know how much of a stake, or how much of a power they can exert over the company. But because it's literally 6 states from all across the country, things might actually start to get to actually get moving because, like one of them said, this is just shining a bigger spotlight on the situation because we're involved. So, yeah, this is just another little lump on the side of Activision Blizzard's head. So,
Of course.
yeah, that's all I have for this week. But it's a kind of as much as it may not seem like a big thing, it's kind of a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Well, it looks like that's all of our main topics
Okay.
for tonight. There was probably a couple other, but considering it's only the three of us,
I've got we've got another gaming topic to cover.
didn't we talk about that early on?
No, we didn't.
The one about Take Two Interactive?
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Oh.
So, Star Trek Online is paying special tribute to Aaron Eisenberg by their. So Star Trek Online has like a winter event where they give away a quote unquote free ship by doing stuff in game, and this year's free ship is quite literally the Eisenberg class.
The USS Aaron, right?
No,
No,
the
no,
Nog.
it was the Nog. The USS
I swear I thought it said Aaron.
Well, there's one that was Aaron. I've seen an Aaron, and I've also seen another. They've had a couple of ships by that different names. So, Nog being the first one we saw.
Right.
Yeah, but Nog is the first one that we saw, and that's something that they actually brought up because I watched the like the community stream for the dev team, and they said that making the nacelles for the Eisenberg class was actually kind of a challenge because depending on what shot you're seeing the Eisenberg class, it seems to have different shaped nacelles every time.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like, one of those things about programmable matter is that you can program the nacelles to change whenever the hell it wants. Don't like it's literally the ultimate in cosmetic rearrangement for no fucking reason. Programmable matter, apparently, huh? But yeah, no. Star Trek Online wanted to pay tribute to Aaron Eisenberg because, I swear, almost immediately before Aaron Eisenberg died, he was a part of Star Trek Online. He was a huge part of the Iconian War, and so when he passed, that was actually one of the other bigger kind of things in Star Trek. When Nimoy passed, they put up the monuments on Vulcan and Romulus for Spock. But they also had like a really big thing for Aaron Eisenberg when he passed as well. I don't remember if they actually put a monument anywhere, but having the Nog in Discovery, they practically pleaded with CBS to make the Eisenberg their winter ship so that everybody could have it and fly it. And in fact, they're kind of in talks right now to make sure that the Eisenberg doesn't go into Mud's Market, which is that insanely, stupidly marked up Zen cost for event ships. And a lot of people think that they're going to be putting it in the Phoenix slot box, which is a thing that you can acquire for dilithium. And instead of having to pay a premium currency, you just get the normal advanced currency and unlock, get the boxes, and you don't have to have a key to open them. You just pay for the boxes and you open the boxes. But yeah, no, this is kind of huge. Cause even the video, at the end of the video, because they do like a little intro video of the ship. They do ship porn. Star Trek Online. Imagine Star Trek Online does ship porn for the new ships that they release.
Right?
But at the end of the
Oh
video,
my
usually
god. I thought you said shit porn there for a minute. I was like, what? Wait a minute. What the hell type of discussion are we having here?
just seeing if you were paying attention.
I was.
Clearly.
I heard. I was
But,
watching my own shit porn. I'm going to share here in a bit.
But at the end of that video of the flybys and all that kind of stuff, the ship usually warps out, and that's the end of the video. Except for this one, because at the end of the video it said thanks, Aaron.
Ow.
Yeah, that's a big ow.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah, if you play Star Trek Online, or if you don't know that Star Trek Online even exists, yeah, hop in. Starting December the 7th, they're going to have their winter event, Q's Winter Wonderland, and you can get your hands on the Eisenberg class.
I'm playing silly games and making a bunch of marks, and I've spent a lot of time getting them.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nerd one here. Since Tom Hardy is known really well in the nerd world, he is actually returning for the final season of Peaky Blinders on Netflix.
Of what?
There's a show called Peaky Blinders. Main star is Cillian Murphy. He was on the show for a little bit, but of course, fame took over. You know, Spider-Man, Venom, and all that. He's returning for that show's final season, so he's coming back for that. For those who want that show or know Tom Hardy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, wow, I did not know that.
Well, they're probably not going to be filming any new Spider-Man movies for a while, so they're going to let what's currently in queue run its course.
And we like to point out, fans, it will be more Spider-Man movies. Producer Amy Pascal has said they will be doing a new trilogy in the near future, but Tom Holland.
And it starts with Uncle Ben dying again.
Oh, please, God, no, not again. How many times do you have to kill that poor man?
I can
Can we at least change it up? Let's change it up. Let's kill that baby.
Spider-Man has done a good job at changing that up. We know he's dead, so they're just going with that. They're not going to show him keep getting. Well, actually, with the way he became Spider-Man this time, I'm pretty sure it would be a different way he died, but it's fine. They're not treating us like we're stupid. Like, hey, we know he's dead. Let's go past that.
But I do notice in the movie that they might be doing the Mary Jane disappearing storyline going forward. So I think we're definitely getting a Spider-Verse multi thing. Maybe even Madam Web.
We'll see. No Way. On the sad part, No Way Home is smashing pre-sale ticket records around the globe, even beating out Avengers Endgame.
Well, they've been advertising the hell out of it. I mean,
and people are on eBay selling these tickets for $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. I'm like, good God.
I'm like, why? It'll just be on Black Market.
That actually leads into something that isn't on the list that isn't on the Trello that we should probably cover.
Pedro Pascal?
No. Technology. So I don't remember what state it was, but there's a state pulling or pushing legislation for the prosecution of tech scalpers over like scalping PS5s and shit.
Yes.
And
scalpers need to be prosecuted. Period.
Yeah. So there's legislation in some state currently going through about prosecuting tech scalpers, in that state that may be operating out of that state.
So what do they say? So like somebody buys a PS5 at $500 and they're trying to resell it at $700, they're going to prosecute them?
It's more about the
amount if they're doing more than one.
So remember when the pandemic started and you had all those people who were buying outrageous amounts of fucking toilet paper?
Yeah.
It's basically
and still are.
It's basically that, but for gaming consoles and graphics cards and all that kind of stuff.
So they're going to make sure like you can't buy more than one now, basically, or try to make sure.
Well, yeah, they're basically. I think they're basically going to put a cap on it at like 5 or something like that. Otherwise, like
one per household.
Yeah, my my local GameStop did that. For their Black Friday, they had a bunch of Series X and PS5s, and they flat out said that it's one per household. So like even if you brought somebody with you to buy their own, you were one. If it's two people, you're getting one system. That's it. So they were really strict on it.
But yeah, no,
Or
I
did
think
you-
that there has to be a give and take with graphics cards, because there are people who love to put multiple graphics cards in a fucking computer for whatever reason. And then there are the people who put like 10 and 20 of them on a server blade because they could mine fucking cryptocurrency with it.
assholes.
Well, look, whatever the hell's making them money, I'm gonna.
No,
not gonna
I'm
get
not
mad about
knocking them to make money. I'm knocking them, taking all the damn graphics cards and then, driving the costs up for everybody else. Like me, a couple years ago,
No,
somebody like
yeah.
me or you or everybody could easily buy a branded computer. Easily. Now you can't.
Yeah, and part of that is the scalpers, but also part of that is the fact that we're in the middle of a fucking chip shortage.
No, that's true too. The bigger part, honestly, is the scalper says like this is something we've dealt with like in the Pokemon world too. Like there's always been enough product for everybody for Pokemon cards, but the whole pandemic, like people started fighting over like a lot of stores stopped selling because we've gotten fights. And I was like, how they're doing now, you said that state trying to pass legislation for going after those kind of scalpers for game systems. Like, yeah, something needs to be done with this. It starts with the stores. Sure, the state can do that, but stores got to do it too.
Yeah, sure. I think the biggest issue is making sure that it would require places like Amazon and Walmart to actually give a fucking damn about not making money.
Yeah,
About not making money.
Because a lot of these, I do know somebody who does scalp in it. Like he's in my Discord. It's like he goes like, yeah, I rent out 3 bots. He literally rents out 3 bots, and he gets thousands upon thousands of dollars in Pokemon cards. He's got 5 Series X's now. It's like, dude, like, why do you need all this shit? He's like, just to go ahead and resell and make money. I'm like, not a great way to make money back, but you do you, man. That's a dick move.
Yeah, because back when I had a little bit of money, I was wanting to get either a Series X or a PS4. I was like, what the hell, why not? And I couldn't find one. I've been keep checking, and as soon as one comes up, they're gone instantly.
Yeah.
People are still buying them like wildfire. You just can't fucking get them unless you know somebody.
Yeah.
Fuck a bunch of that.
Supply chain issues don't help with any of that whatsoever. It also doesn't help that a bunch of restaurants and stores were forced to go out of business while everybody was being shoved into Walmart and Amazon to buy shit.
But the small time mom and pop restaurants were forced to close down because of that.
Friendly's is filing for bankruptcy if you live in the Northeast, which is
we have a bunch of
long established restaurant chain up there.
We got a bunch of places here that have folded because of they just couldn't handle it because all the prices went up, and hell, even now, it's starting all over again because people are going everybody into the whole Omicron. Oh my God, people are fucking panicking. I was like, well, I mean. There ain't no need for you to buy 20 fucking packages of toilet paper either, because it ain't going to help you with the virus. What are you going to do? Wipe your ass, get better?
And so that's another thing that leads into the pandemic.
What are you going to eat the toilet paper when you run out of food? You think it's going to be edible?
And with the pandemic, with the panic buying, it is ridiculously hard to find baby wipes. It's like my kid's still in diapers.
Yeah, I can't even get baby. I can't get baby wipes. I can't distilled water, which I have to have for my machine. Because it only takes distilled water, because you cannot use hard water, or you can't even use pure water because you cannot get particles in any of this fun stuff. Especially breathing that stuff. Oh God, I can only imagine. yeah, getting distilled water has become a fucking hunt every single time. I can have my helper. I can have tell her go grab as many jugs as you can find whenever you go to the store because that's probably all we're going to find for a while. I have
something
like
that
10
ran
jugs
out.
in my house.
I went shopping at Albertsons and I went to get distilled vinegar, and they were wiped out of vinegar.
Yeah.
Oh, like Jesus, man.
People use distilled water to cook, and there we go. And you don't have to use distilled water to cook. It's so stupid. It's so senseless and all the hoarding. I mean, they're hoarding the kitty litter, for Christ's sake.
Right.
I'm like, why? What are you going to do? Sit on the kitty litter and take a shit?
I mean, if they don't have any toilet paper, might as well.
I'm like, good luck wiping your ass. No, like, I don't know.
Look, it's better than buying and using the cedar chips for the fucking guinea pigs.
True. So I bet they were doing that too. Help. I bet they wouldn't be surprised at all if they did that too. Well, this topic is turned to the worst outside as that we're talking about the gaming to poop. Like that would come.
Look, you're the one that did that with shit porn.
Yeah, you did. You did do that with shit porn.
It was a joke. It wasn't. It wasn't like I wanted to. It wasn't like I wanted to start talking about scat or something like that.
That wasn't a joke. That was literally going, "Wait, I misheard you." That's not a joke. That's literally just going, "Oh shit, I misheard you say shit."
But anyways, yeah.
Look, see, you even said "but."
But.
For How I Met Your Mother fans, but
Stop it.
Just missing the
Stop it. Stop it. No. 9.
Speaking of Alec Baldwin, did you see this week he said he did not pull the trigger?
Oh God.
How the fuck does that happen on a single action revolver?
Well, there's a way it can happen if they were using a particular gun, but it doesn't. He's got someone corroborating his story. That's the scary part. Is that someone has corroborated his story that was there. The AD, the one who handed him the gun.
Yeah, because the AD is the one who would see the second most.
I mean, the AD was one that was supposed to fucking check and see if there was a fucking live round in the first goddamn place.
Look, as far as I'm aware, there is no way you can malfunction fire a single action revolver. You know why? Why? Because you have to manually pull the hammer back to prime that shot.
He did. They did for the practice, for the shot.
What I'm wondering is, with the hammer pulled back, if he was practicing drawing. If he was practicing drawing, there's where the hammer could have come. That's my guess. Is either
that was it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He pulled the hammer back, and the gun discharged. He says he didn't pull a trigger, but I mean, then again, both he is still technically at fault because the rules state.
But this is where the lawsuit from the script manager comes into play against Alec Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Because the script manager says the scene that they were supposed to be rehearsing did not call for a gun, did not call for Alec Baldwin to draw a gun, did not call for Alec Baldwin to pull the hammer back on said gun, and sure as hell did not call for Alec Baldwin to pull a trigger on a gun. So why the hell would they be rehearsing drawing anything in a scene where it doesn't call for it?
And with a guy like Baldwin knowing at the time, knowing the gun was pulled, he did say across all the interviews he just wanted to practice. I get that, but then that's where it just gets bad because it's like, oh, I just wanted to practice. Like you said, the script did not call for that at all. So that's why it's just the cinematographer.
And here's the thing: it's a well-written rule. Like the AD was supposed to check the gun before he handed it off to Baldwin. Baldwin was supposed to check the fucking gun before he even done anything with it. And either one of them.
Right, and I
You
know you're
wanna
gonna.
do-
And I know you said that Baldwin's a producer, but so many times actors never check the firearms when they're handling firearms, unless
No,
they've had
but
previous training. Like Keanu Reeves receiving the training he has for guns, you could hand him the pistol completely empty, cocked back where it's the hammer's down, and he's still gonna pop
well,
it back and shoot the gun.
they're gonna have to crack down and make some rules where
So,
if
so
any actors
Justin,
are
you were a producer on filming stuff, right?
yeah.
Okay, so I know you mostly did fan film stuff, so there
Right.
was an even tighter budget than a AAA thing, right?
Ugh.
So
So
here's
we
my
don't talk
question.
about those days. Mm-hmm.
Even if y'all were doing a rehearsal, was somebody filming? At least just for safety's sake, was somebody filming?
Generally,
for like a B roll, right? For comedy, nobody was filming. Like to like go back.
like we always had background. We always had someone doing because I mean background. You do that in filming. You always have some camera going, even
So-
if it's just like a shitty little camera.
So even while y'all were doing fan films, even in
I was
rehearsals,
streaming it back in those days.
So where is the footage of this incident? Because he says there was a rehearsal that they were in the middle of rehearsing something. Where's the fucking footage?
$1 million question. Unless there's some grossing comedies, I bet you the footage disappears.
Because
Ask the
Justin
director.
Because Justin just admitted, even on fan film sets, they were filming shit.
Yeah,
One person they haven't really asked that question to, though, is sure we've heard from Baldwin, the director himself. Yes, he was injured, but if the director was there, then he had to have called action or had somebody filming at that point. That would be my guess.
I mean,
Especially with
if
the
it's a general,
especially with the cinematographer in front of him.
and generally you would, it might not be a bad thing to ask Carlos next time we have him on here to see what he says about that too, because he would also
Right,
have that
because
clearance. But
he's done the official stuff.
yeah,
too.
so but yeah, I mean, generally we always had something going in the background. Just one in case someone decided we needed to make a change or something, and we didn't write it down because in production sometimes you decide to change something. And
Yes, like if a camera catches
market, yeah.
if a camera catches someone ad libbing and everybody's like, "Ooh, that's it. Change the line to that." You have something to look back on.
Yeah, Brandon thinks Baldwin is fooling around with the gun, and they're just trying to.
That's essentially what he was doing. Like,
yeah, you're just fucking around with the gun, and I can, if that's the case, then Baldwin's liable.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's just a producer and talking, but I don't give a shit if you are going to put your name on a film like that and not practice basic fucking safety standards.
Look,
you're just as much liable as anyone else.
My personal belief is every ounce of all of it is on Baldwin. It falls on Baldwin simply from the federal investigator's statement.
It's going to fall on assistant director and Baldwin and the armorer because all three of them failed.
The armorer wasn't even on set.
It don't matter. She was supposed to be on set. She was not supposed to leave. Yeah, she was not supposed to leave that set. Period. She
can't leave the set, but everything would have had to been locked up when she.
Right. Because back whenever I did Phantom, we had a guy that was with us that helped us do some pyrotechnics, and whenever we weren't shooting, all his stuff was locked up. It didn't matter. He didn't stay out. He locked it up. He had his own personal lockbox that he put everything in, and it was always accounted for.
No, I completely understand and agree. You also have that girl being the armor smith going, "I did not feel comfortable on this set." Yeah, no shit. Considering even the federal investigators are like, there are live rounds all around this fucking set.
And then that article I posted a week ago now. That mysteriously there were 200 to 300 live rounds sent there that were ordered. It's like, why the hell did you do that?
Well, we know that they were doing target practicing, and
but you do the target practice on set.
Well, I mean, look what you're dealing with here. You're dealing with a bunch of trigger happy idiots. So apparently, they thought it was fine to target practice during the off hours of shooting. So apparently that's something that went on. We don't know if it was the crew that stayed or part of the crew that walked out.
It was part of the crew that stayed.
My biggest takeaway from all of this is Alec Baldwin, at least from the perspective of the state and the federal prosecution, Alec Baldwin is the one most responsible. Why do I think that? Because the one of the federal investigators themselves said, "We know who loaded the gun, right? We're just going to wait until the state finishes its investigation." I'm sorry. The state itself, because this is how prosecution works, will arrest a person first, then finish their investigation to build a case.
No, they can't do that. Well, I mean, they can, but, you know.
They literally did that with the guy in Kenosha.
Yes, but...
There's no but to it. The guy
I know.
Would have bonded, and I get that. And yes, Son's right, but then there's a bad logic if that makes sense to it. He would have bonded out within an hour. It's like, yeah, you're under arrest. They take him, they book him. 10 minutes later, he's out because he paid the bond.
Well, that's the other thing. But but that's like temporary money for the government.
Oh, look. Definitely. I mean, look at the area of the country it's in. I mean, Baldwin's a white guy. They're not going to put him in jail.
No mistake.
It does.
It has fuck all to do with
if
him
it was,
being a white guy.
The same actor, if it was the same actor, and if he was anybody else, it was anybody else, he would have been thrown in jail.
Jussie Smollett. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, no, that right there.
He wound up in jail, didn't he?
No, he didn't. He's in court right now.
He still has never been in jail.
But he's not in jail, and he's never been in jail. You know why? Because it doesn't matter if he's black or white. What matters is he's a celebrity. Alec Baldwin is a celebrity. The first thing Alec Baldwin did was call his PR firm. That's why you had like 5 different plausible deniability stories running around.
See you later, Ada.
Be safe, Rena.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully, justice gets served and rules are changed because clearly these low budget films have to have some oversight. Just because low budget don't mean.
As the whole story went now, though, there was a majority of the crew that didn't feel safe because they were getting not safe, but they're getting screwed over with hotels and all, so then they left. So they went from an actual production movie crew to ragtag signing on for 3 days work type of team.
And not only that, not only did they feel not comfortable because of the shit being pulled with them on their bookings, their staying lodgings. They're literally being harassed by Alec Baldwin the whole fucking time, which is a guy who's known for having a short fuse.
Bad voicemail.
This is literally the guy. This is literally Alec Baldwin's production company doing the film thing. This is his production company working on Rust.
No, was working on Rust, but that film will never be completed.
So
that film won't get completed.
So you have the guy whose production company is working on this film being an actor in this film while also being a producer on this film, and you're known for having an extremely fucking short fuse. I'm sure he was at his frustrated wit's end and fucking pissed and probably screaming at somebody while playing around with his gun because he's practicing with it, quote unquote.
Well, the one story that's been corroborated by everybody, though, is that when it happened, he dropped the gun immediately and was freaking out. So I stand by that.
That's not what he said in his interview, though.
Yeah, but so it's like
in his interview, he thought that he was he didn't realize what had happened.
Yeah, he heard the gun. Okay, yes, he heard the gun go off, obviously. But God damn it, Ross.
God damn you, Ross. Go to bed.
But no, yes, obviously he messing around, heard the gun go off. But the fact that all these stories are saying that, yeah, he started freaking out and was inconsolable, it's like, yeah, I'm giving him a small benefit of the doubt. Like, he did not obviously know the gun was loaded. Yes, I know you, as a producer, and Carlson will say that, yeah, he had to check the gun. But take this from the standpoint of somebody when I first started learning about guns, when my friend who's been around guns his entire life goes, hey, this gun's empty, I'm going to believe said person. Now, Baldwin isn't a stranger, but when Baldwin's being handed a gun that was supposedly checked twice, once, and then handed the AD.
Night Ross.
Night Ross. And when the AD hands to him and says, hey, cold gun, I'm not faulting him 100% for believing that, because,
Yeah, but see, that's the other problem. That's the other problem here. This is where the AD themselves has an ass load of accountability in this shit.
Yes.
AD's never supposed to handle a gun either.
No, that's 100% true. Like, when I saw the story that said the AD handed him the gun, I'm like, why did the AD have the gun? It should have been the armor.
The AD, if the armor was there.
It makes me believe that the armor smith was not there, and the AD basically had a backup key for whatever armor smith's lockbox.
And it was not supposed to have that.
Justin, it's there's another person that can handle firearms on a movie set when they're involved. It's the armor. And
it's supposed to be this. I think it's assistant director.
Okay,
actually.
So it is supposed to be the AD. Okay.
Yeah, there are only two people that have. I think they're only there, but he's not supposed to have a key to the box.
Okay.
They're supposed to be locked. If the armor is not on set, the weapons are locked up. Period.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. They should be locked up and put away when they're not there.
And it makes me think that the production company itself said, well, this is stupid. If the AD and the armor smith are the only two people, why can't the AD have a key?
Probably. And the armor not being as experienced in the thing as it was, probably just went along with it because whatever.
And
she didn't know no better.
There's the other thing. Every interview she's given, she's been like, look, I wasn't comfortable being on set, but I stayed to do my job. I wasn't on set when it happened. I was out at lunch. I was still coming back from lunch when it happened. Has been the story I've heard like several times from her. And it makes me think the AD had a key, went and grabbed one of the revolvers, didn't fucking check it, just handed it to Baldwin, said it's cold because it's in the box and it's been in the box. So he says it's cold. Baldwin is furious because his staff is fucking quitting. So he's having a temper tantrum. He's waving a gun around. He cocks it because he thinks he's going to be the big bad guy. Instead of having finger guns, he's got an actual cold, empty revolver in his hand, so he can just click it.
Okay, we gotta be careful here. We don't need to be making accusations about like something like that because we don't know because we weren't there. Hypothetically, that's fine. But I mean,
that this is completely my own opinion of what happened.
I know. I'm saying that it's got to be hypothetical.
It is more likely that is the case than any of the other outrageous shit that's come out of this as an explanation.
And but Baldwin is well known for his temper, just like Clooney.
Baldwin is well known for having a short fucking fuse.
And who knows what Santa Fe?
The entire production set has been in fucking turmoil because of the shit with the lodging, the shit with how they were being treated on set, which includes Baldwin being abusive. And now you have the fact that like they literally bought live rounds for the set and brought them to the set. Yeah, no, everything points to somebody didn't check the gun. Baldwin was losing his temper because he's in the middle of having to do a whole new thing with a whole new crew. And he's got a gun in his hand, so he's probably just waving it around, being mad. And instead of having finger guns to go, I just wish I could shoot you, he thinks he's got an empty gun where he could just pull the trigger and go, it goes click and nothing happens. And instead, it fucking goes off.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see what comes of this in the days and weeks ahead. As we are just on our 2 hour mark, I would think we'll go ahead and end it on that point and hope
Okay.
justice is served. And we'll have
You're
to
not-
keep
we're
watching
not gonna-
this.
We're not going to do what we're watching this week.
Well, yeah. Well, I was trying to
It'll
keep
be short and
things
sweet.
Yeah, it'll be quick. It'll be
I mean,
shorter.
this will still be a shorter episode. We can still
Yeah.
cover what we're watching.
So let's see. This week, unlike someone did not watch the Lucifer season finale, I was able to watch the second part of He-Man that come out. Watched the Lost in Space finale, Cowboy Bebop, Hawkeye, Discovery. Let's see what else did I watch. I started something else. I'm trying to think what it was. No, I think that pretty much covered it. Other than my usual Star Citizen gaming and fighting with my computer and all that fun stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
go.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
As far as what I was watching, pretty much same as Justin Bebop, Hawkeye, Lost in Space. Camp Cretaceous was my go-to for this week. I did watch 2 movies I had not seen before. I gave into the hype. I finally watched Terminator: Dark Fate.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe it deserves all the hate it's getting. But then I watched Bird Box, and I was not disappointed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was not disappointed in Bird Box. Yes, this was supposedly the last season of Lost in Space. They wanted to end it on a trilogy. This was
Lies. Lies. We were blue balled.
And son, what about you?
So, other than Discovery this week, it's been hell trying to finish watching Voyager on Discovery. Not Discovery. Paramount Plus, because for some fucking reason, while watching Voyager, it literally just stops in the middle and loads into infinity for no fucking reason.
Get the Paramount Plus app off of the Windows Store.
Okay.
And sign on through that way. Yeah, I hear that. I hear it's a lot better than watching it through the website.
See, I can't watch Paramount Plus through the Brave browser anyway. I literally have to load up Chrome to watch Paramount Plus. Otherwise, it won't work. Other than that,
that's why.
Doctor Who this week was weird.
Oh, I forgot about Doctor Who. Shit.
And you mentioned it like 3 times, Justin.
I know.
So, we got even more backstory on the Doctor's origin, possibly.
Yeah.
In the last season, it was told to us that there was like this wormhole over this monument where the lady found the Doctor as a child, right? Come to find out, there's like this other entire parallel universe that the division is in between that might be the universe that the Doctor either came from or was supposed to be going to or something or other, but like that's it. Like that's what we found out, other than a whole bunch of the Doctor being the Doctor, like I'm going to save the universe just to spite you. The division, which I'm intentionally not trying to spoiler, Justin.
Well, I mean, I watched it, so
I know, but I noticed this the first time we saw the lady, who showed up while the Doctor was in the time stream. And it just became even more. It became an even bigger kind of selling point in the middle of seeing the division as a whole, even though it wasn't fucking talked about at all. Is the fact that like the division is being powered by a tree, and we saw this before in Doctor Who. When there was the crashed ship with the bio trees in it and the weeping angels. Yeah, makes me wonder, about a whole bunch of that River Song episode?
I don't know. I think it's definitely going to be interesting because if she gets that watch and gets all her memories back, it's going to be a whole new game. It's going to be a big game changer, I think.
That's true. Yeah, that's a thing that I didn't mention. So we know that her memories have been wiped from being in the division. It's kind of a
Right.
thing that's been pointed out the past couple of seasons. And this episode, we found the fob watch that contains those memories in the division because that's where the Doctor winds up. So yeah, getting those memories back was used as a bargaining chip to get the Doctor to comply. And the Doctor does what the Doctor does, and it's like, fuck you, I'm gonna go save the universe. So we only have one more episode left.
Oh, I know. It's so sad.
A
Well,
lot of shit happened this week in Doctor Who. Honestly,
I think we'll get cliffhangers. I think.
Well, I honestly feel like this was a longer episode of Doctor Who than we've seen before.
It was. Let me go look
This
at.
was like a 50-minute episode of Doctor Who.
No, it's not going to.
But like,
Crap.
Yaz and what's his face are still stuck in the past, so they're having to do all that. Yeah, so that wow, there's a lot of shit going on in this 6-episode story arc.
Well, I think it'll wrap up. If it doesn't wrap up this episode, it'll likely wrap up
For one
around
of the special
Christmas,
episodes,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I think there's like what 4
There's
specials.
3 specials that Chibnall's supposed to be filming.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna look at this.
I think the biggest.
list.
I think we're going to wind up having an old-fashioned Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure ending. No, not normal Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted 2. The
Bogus
Bill and
Journey.
Ted 2. Yeah, the Bogus Journey ending. You know, the one where they
Please, God, no.
the one where they out-time each other, them and the general. Yeah, that scene. I feel like that's literally what's going to happen here, and I'm okay with that if that's what happens. Like,
What?
I'm okay with the Doctor going, "It's me. I planned all this shit all along."
Well, okay, Steve, I won't say it's the last season of Lost in Space. It's the last chapter of Lost in Space.
For now, they have officially said it's the last season until like next year. Like, hey, by the way, guys,
Chapter 2.
right?
But alrighty, well, I think that covers all.
I still haven't shared that. Or did I? I saw that that meme for the Book of Boba Fett, but it's but it's Booker and it's the Book of Booker.
Yes, you did share
Yeah,
that.
I saw that.
Like, holy shit, that was hilarious.
Someone did one of the Red Angel, and they did it with the Terminator instead of the Angel.
Makes sense considering all the like evil machinery shit that's been happening in Star Trek recently.
Yeah. But alrighty. Well, I think that's going to cover it. We don't really. Wow, 2 hour, 13-minute show. It's been how long since we've done one of these? Holy shit. I don't think we've ever done a 2 hour, 13-minute show. At least not in the last 2 years.
Well, you know, when you have a smaller hosting group, you can condense everything because the person who rants the most that episode gets all of their shit out early and doesn't get stomped all over.
And it's kind of nice not having to fight to get a word in, I'll tell you that. But that is kind of a nice change. I like having my friends here, so, you know, hey. Hopefully, we'll get everything back to normal next week.
Mhm.
It's holiday season. It's going to be like this. We'll have days
Yep.
where we're all here. There's all days where we might not be here. Where we might decide to take the week off. Which I think right around Christmas we might take that off or do something different, like either.
Christmas Eve is a Friday, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do a show on a Friday this year. I don't know.
I'll be able to. I will be fiance and kid.
I might. Well, Ross
I
probably
will
won't
not be able to.
I probably, depending on what goes on my end, I may or may not be able to. So we'll see.
Oh, so for those of you, I don't know if any of y'all are interested in Destiny, but starting the 7th as well, Destiny is allowing everyone, including the people who have not purchased it, to play the Forsaken DLC, Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC, free before they literally chuck half of it into the fucking ocean. Because that's exactly what they're doing. They're chucking like a couple of like play spaces and the storyline and the DLC itself into the ocean so they can make way for their Witch Queen and anniversary expansion thing next year. Just like they did with Mars and Titan from the base game of Destiny 2.
That just let's see, Survivor the game. I'm curious now to see how.
Well, I'll hold on that, guys. I will see you all in the chat probably.
All right. Well,
so
we will do our.
Yeah, before y'all go, remember, sweeties, you are loved and appreciated by just your being.
And remember, spay and neuter your plushies. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
I'll see you in a bit, Steve.